Senator Blackman, Senator Blackwell, Senator Blunt, Senator Boyd, Senator Brumfield, Senator Bryan, Senator Butler, Senator Carter, Senator Chazanall, Senator Chisholm, Senator DeBar, Senator Delano, Senator Dupree, Senator England, Senator Fillingane, Senator Frazier, Senator Gillespie Isom, Senator Harkins, Senator Harkness, Senator Hickman, Senator Hill, Senator Hobson, Senator Jackson, Senator Johnson, Senator Kirby, Senator Ladner, Senator McCon, Senator McClendon, Senator McMahon, Senator Michelle, Senator Mumford, Senator Norwood, Senator Parks, Senator Pope, Senator Rhodes, Senator Seymour, Senator Simmons of the 12th, Senator Simmons of the 13th, Senator Sparks, Senator Suber, Senator Tate, Senator Taylor, Senator Thomas, Senator Thompson, Senator Turner Ford, Senator Whaley, Senator Wiggins, Senator Williams, Senator Younger. Mr. President, a quorum is present.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Will the senators and guests in the gallery please rise for the invocation to be given by the Reverend Max Smith, who is the pastor of Jesus Name Tabernacle in Florence, Mississippi, and he is the guest of Senator Rhodes. Following the invocation, the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Senator Rhodes. Reverend Smith.
In many of our churches, we have a greeting, and it simply starts with praise the Lord. And the congregation will say, praise the Lord back. I'm here representing, first of all, the Lord Jesus, and second of all, Jesus Name Tabernacle, and third of all, the United Pentecostal Church, the Mississippi District, of whom we have a great relationship working with this great state and Senate, and we appreciate all that you do. And also, I'm very grateful that I was asked to open up with prayer today. I thought I would do something a little different, and that is in the book of Matthew, the 6th chapter and the 9th verse. The Lord himself said not to pray like the heathen, but to pray, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. And Lord, now we pray for these men and women that have chosen to serve this great state of ours, the state that we live in where our freedoms are so appreciated. These senators have been selected by the constituency of the great state of Mississippi. We pray today that you lead them, that you guide them, that you guard them and direct them like only you can, Lord. The decisions that are made here, let them be within thy will. Watch over the families of those that serve this great state. Guard them, dispatch angels around them daily. And it's in the precious name of Jesus that I pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Morning, Amanda. Oh, no. You did, I could hear you.
Thank you, Reverend Smith. You're very moving, and we appreciate you and your church, and thank you, Senator Rhodes. All right, now the reading of the journal. Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we dispense with the reading of the journal.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the journal. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Messages and petitions. Mr. Clerk.
Mr. President, there are none.
Committee reports. Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we dispense with the reading of the
Senator
committee
moves to dispense with
reports.
the reading of the committee reports. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next to the reading of the titles of bills and resolutions, I recognize Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we dispense with the reading of the titles of the bills and resolutions.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the titles of bills and resolutions. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Introduction of guests, Senator. Introduction of guests. Senator Williams, you're recognized for introduction, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my honor today to introduce our doctor of the day. It's Dr. Craig Moffitt from North Mississippi Medical Center. He is a good personal friend and my family doctor. Let's give him a warm Senate welcome. Welcome, Dr. Moffitt.
Senator Fillingane,
Thank you, Mr. President, for two introductions.
please proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to ask the senators, please help me make welcome Ben Yother and Rachel Gross with Cardiac Solutions. The gifts you see on the desk this morning were provided by the Cardiac Solutions. They supply AEDs and cardiac response programs to law enforcement and government entities, and they are partners in the opioid overdose response solutions. Then also in our gallery this morning, I have groups of FFA students from the Tylertown and Walthall County areas who want to recognize all of them, and please help them be welcome here in the Senate.
Thank you. Senator McCon, for what purpose, sir?
Introduction.
Please proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today in the gallery, across the day, instead of doing this 3 or 4 times, I want to introduce that we're going to have Union, Newton County, Scott County, all coming through in the gallery for it so with. But right now, I'm very privileged to have Choctaw Central, Miss Anna Moore up there. So please make them feel welcome. Anna?
Welcome to all of you. Senator Berry. Senator Berry,
Two introductions, sir.
please proceed, sir.
In the West Gallery, I'd like the Senate to call attention and ask the FFA students from Lawrence County to stand along with their advisor, Carla Lawrence. And then also in the West Gallery, I have FFA students from McGee and their advisor, Patrick Morgan. And Senate, please help me make them welcome to the Capitol.
Senator Parks.
Introduction at the appropriate time.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. If we could direct your attention to the West Gallery and the South Gallery. I have several groups here today, FFA chapters particularly, Biggersville High School, Alcorn Central, Alcorn Career Tech, Kossuth High School. If you all would stand, please, we'd like to make you welcome today.
Senator Taylor,
Introduction, Mr. President.
please proceed.
Here over in the West Gallery, or no, excuse me, North Gallery, we have a group from Neshoba Central. If y'all would stand, we've got their advisor, Mr. Deere Anderson, here with us. I also want to welcome Choctaw Central, and I know Union, like Senator McCon said. Welcome to the Capitol. If y'all would, make them feel welcome.
Welcome, all of you. We're glad you're here. Welcome to your Senate. Okay, Senator Whaley. Senator Whaley, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask floor privileges for the Mississippi FFA State Officer Team.
Seeing no objections, granted. Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
And I would ask any senators that want to come forward, please come forward at this time.
All right, Senator, you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senators, today we have with us, representing National FFA Week, we have FFA members that have filled the Capitol, and before you, you have the State FFA Officer Team. And at this time, I would like to recognize State President, Mr. Byron Lopez, to address the Senate, please.
You're recognized, Mr. Lopez.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Byron Lopez, and I have the distinct honor of serving as the Mississippi FFA State President. On behalf of our organization and Mississippi Agricultural Education, we want to sincerely thank you for the hard work and unwavering dedication into making Mississippi a place that we are proud to call home. Because of leaders like you, our students are provided with opportunities that allow them to lead, grow, and succeed. Today, Mississippi FFA represents 3,924 senior members and 459 junior members. Across our state, 6,294 agricultural education students are actively developing skills that extend far beyond the classroom. From meaningful community engagement and strengthening leadership abilities to advancing the knowledge and progress of agriculture, these students are preparing to become the next generation of influencers and industry leaders. We recently announced our convention theme for this year, Embrace. This theme represents the potential, leadership, and growth and unity that lies across Mississippi. It is a call for our members to embrace their potential, their responsibilities, and the communities that they serve. Since the 2023 school year, our students have recorded an economic impact of $1.7 million towards work-based learning experiences, known in agricultural education as supervised agricultural experiences. These hands-on applications allow students to apply classroom knowledge to real-world practices, strengthening both our workforce and our economy. The continued support from influential leaders such as yourself is what makes this growth possible. Your investment in education and agriculture are both an investment in the future of Mississippi. So on behalf of the Mississippi FFA Association, thank you for your commitment, your leadership, and your belief in the next generation of leaders who will ultimately change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, future farmers. We appreciate you, each of you, and thank y'all in the gallery, all of y'all, for participating. It's good to have you here. Now we'll go to the calendar. Start with Senator Harkins. We have a deadline day today, Senate, so we'll move quickly into the finance calendar. Beginning number 1, Senator Harkins is recognized. Senator Parks, for what purpose, ma'am?
An introduction at the appropriate time.
Go ahead, ma'am, please. So we're going to get started here, and we're.
In the gallery today, we have another FFA chapter that I did not recognize, and I would like to do so at this time. That is the Pine Grove chapter. If you are all up there, please stand, and we'll make you welcome today.
All right, Senator Harkins, you're recognized. Let's go.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 1, Senate Bill 2824, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 2824, ad valorem tax, extend deadlines for 50% exemption and lower fee in lieu minimum for certain projects and qualified businesses.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed.
I'd like to be recognized to explain the committee sub.
You're recognized to explain the committee sub.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the continuing the existing
We need to
renewable...
read the... did we read the title?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this committee sub is the continuing the existing renewable energy fee in lieu agreement. It moves any of the projects that are in this class of renewable energy. It extends the initial construction beginning from December 31st of 2027 to December 31st of 2031. And then it also extends the date from which the authority, meaning the supervisors or municipal governing authority, can enter into a fee in lieu agreement. It moves it to July 1st of 2026. So they have to get into agreement, a fee in lieu agreement, and then they have to have a start date of the construction. So that just extends those deadlines for the fee in lieu agreement for energy projects across the state. That is the explanation of the committee sub. If there are no questions, I move adoption of the committee sub.
Senator Hill, for what purpose?
Question.
Please proceed, Senator.
Yes.
So you said this is specifically for renewable energy projects. That'd be like...
Yes.
Can you give example?
It can be for solar projects. It can be for any any projects considered a renewable energy. Right now they're allowed to enter into a fee in lieu agreement, and they have dates. So you would have
it's just extending the dates. I saw that.
Extend the dates.
But I wasn't exactly sure what industries it affected.
It's renewable energy.
Thank you.
Questions? Seeing none, Senator.
Move adoption of the committee sub.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it.
No further questions. I move final passage on the morning roll call.
Use of morning roll call has been requested. Anyone object? Wish to be recorded as voting no. Chisholm, no. Hill, no. Harkness, no. Anyone else? Anyone else present? Anyone present? Seymour, present. Anyone else? Bill passes by use of the morning roll call. 3 no votes and 1 present. Item 2, Senator.
Yes, sir. I'd like to go to item 2, Senate Bill 2867, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 2867, income tax credit revised for employees providing dependent child care or child care stipends.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Move we adopt the committee sub and recognize Senator Boyd to explain the committee sub.
Senator Boyd, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. As you all know, child care is a significant issue in our state. We have a lot of working parents with young kids. We have about 214 children aged 5 and under, and 65% of those children have all available parents in the workforce. It is an issue that this chamber has been trying to deal with for a number of years. We passed legislation on a child care tax credit about 4 years ago. And unfortunately, the process that we used to set up this child care tax credit for businesses has not been taken advantage of because it is very complicated for the workforce to use. So the Mississippi Business Alliance, a number of child care groups have been working on this throughout this summer and this fall to work with employers, engage employers on what are the things that they can do to help make a child care tax credit operational in Mississippi. So what this bill does is it revises the former legislation that we've passed. Mississippi employers are eligible for this if they're subject to state income tax credits. Eligible employees can receive child care assistance from their employers, and those children have to be in licensed or regulated child care providers operating in Mississippi. So what the bill does is it ensures that we support working families while ensuring that those dollars only flow to licensed and regulated child care providers. Employers can receive a direct credit for direct financial assistance providing for employers, including employer-paid child care subsidies or stipends, contributions to child care on behalf of employees, and payments that are tied to licensed child care providers. So this is just not theoretical help. This would be real dollars that the employers put towards real child care bills. The credit only applies to actual employer expenditures. It's subject to annual caps each year. It's designed to be fiscally responsible, and it'll be administered by the Mississippi Department of Revenue. So we've put guardrails in here to make sure that it's responsible, targeted, and accountable. No employer is required to participate. It's market-driven. Employers decide what's best for their workforce. And the state is incentivizing, not replacing employer spending with doing this. It should strengthen families without expanding government bureaucracy. It's a tax incentive, not a government program. We believe that it will help improve employee retention, reduce absenteeism and turnovers. So anyway, we believe that this will work well along existing child care issues that we have in the state. If you'll notice in the bill, the changes that we've made to the existing legislation, the employer has to make at least a $2,000 per child for a direct stipend to apply. And the credit, they cannot receive anything over a $3,000 tax credit per year for each child participating with the employees. They have to be listed as a registered person entity with the State Department of Health Care registry for those child cares. And that's a brief explanation of the bill. We have put an aggregate limit of this of $1 million, and we will be monitoring this continuously to see if employers are taking advantage of this tax credit. That's an explanation of the bill. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Senator. Questions on the bill? Senator Dupree. For what purpose, sir?
Question, Mr. President.
You for a question, ma'am?
Yes.
Senator Dupree is recognized for a question on this bill.
Senator, so if I understand this correctly, this is basically an employer tax credit that they receive from the state.
Yes, it's a tax credit that they'll file in their taxes, and they'll have to show proof of submitting that to a provider that's actually registered with the Department of Health.
Okay. Would this can be used in conjunction with the federal child tax credit that they offer to parents?
They can use this in conjunction with that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Dupree. Senator Seymour, I'll come to you in just 1 second on an introduction. Any other questions? Seeing none, Senator, we got to adopt the committee sub, I believe.
Yeah, Mr. President, I make a motion to adopt the committee sub.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator Boyd.
Move to passage by the use of the morning roll call.
Use of the morning roll call has been requested. Anyone object? Wish to be recorded as voting no. Harkness, no. Anyone else? Anyone else? Present. Anyone present? Seeing none, Harkness vote no. Others, all aye. Passes by the use of the morning roll call. Senator Seymour, you're recognized. I'll come to you in just a second, Senator Harkins. Senator Seymour, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. If the Senate will make attention to the West Gallery, with us today we have a group of FFA students and their leader, Ms. Whitney Sullivan from Stone County. If they would stand and the Senate make them feel welcome.
Thank you. Senator Harkins, you're on number 3.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 3, Senate Bill 3109, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 3109, taxes exempt leases and subleases of state park lands to nonprofits and sales to nonprofits for improvements thereto.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator?
Motion is we adopt the committee sub and recognize Senator Blunt to explain the bill.
Senator Blunt, you're recognized to explain the committee substitute.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill is very straightforward. It's one sentence, the same sentence in the bill twice. It deals with the Flores Bluff State Park. which is located off I-55 in Jackson. That park is now privately managed when the State Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks entered into a management lease with a 501c3 nonprofit, the LaFlores Bluff Conservancy. What the bill would do would make it clear that the Conservancy would not be subject to paying property taxes on the land that is owned by the state of Mississippi, the state park. So it makes clear that the leasehold interest held by the nonprofit is not subject to ad valorem taxes. That's an explanation of the committee sub, Mr. President. I'm happy to yield for any questions.
Seeing no questions, we're ready on your motion, sir.
I move we adopt the committee substitute.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Now on the motion, sir.
If there are no further questions, Mr. President, move passage by use of the morning roll call.
Morning roll call been requested. Any object to the procedure? Voting no. President. Bill passes by use of the morning roll call. Senator Mumford, what purpose?
For introduction out
Please
of order.
proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my honor to welcome the Mississippi Food Bank Collaborative to the state capitol today. They are made up of 3 organizations: the Mississippi Food Network, Feeding the Gulf Coast, and Mid-South Food Bank. They fight hunger, support families, strengthen children and seniors, and ensure that every Mississippian has access to food. They are also inviting us to lunch today at noon at the Hen and Egg. Will you all please stand and make them feel welcome?
If y'all have never been to their operation, you ought to go. It is phenomenal, the amount of food and how they move it all about this city and this state. They do a great job, so congratulations and thank you every day for the people that you feed in Mississippi. Phenomenal work that they do. All right, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 4, Senate Bill 2840, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 2840, business taxes allow 75% rebate or sale of credit for inventory taxes paid and eliminate local privilege taxes.
I make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it, Senator.
Thank you. That was close. I'd like to move that we adopt the committee substitute and recognize Senator Johnson to explain the committee
Senator
sub.
Johnson, you're recognized to explain the committee substitute.
Thank you, Mr. President. The original intent of this bill was to try to make up for our retailers in the state that hold inventory in store, and with our elimination or phase out of the income tax, that's like a tax increase, because with the income tax they get to exercise a tax credit on what they pay to the local government in their inventory tax. This is a significant cost for many retailers across the state. It also puts them at a disadvantage versus online retailers. And then for many small businesses, the inventory tax may be significant. Like one package store in Hattiesburg, their inventory tax is $150,000 a year, which is a big hit to profit. The intent was to offer a refundable credit to offset this tax increase that they essentially get with the elimination of the income tax. We were unable to gather gather data to understand what that cost may be. And so the committee substitute for this bill would instruct DOR to gather the 2025 data for the type of entity and what the tax credit that they could claim versus what they actually claim, so we can see that delta. And with that information, we can decide if there's something we can do to help these businesses. So that's an explanation of what the committee substitute does. There is one other part to this. We've been in discussions on how we can reduce burdens on businesses. One of those things is eliminating the privilege license. That is currently in the committee substitute. However, we're still working out whether we can do that and not put cities or counties at any kind of risk of not knowing who's doing business in their jurisdiction. And so as we work through that, I do have, after we adopt the committee substitute, I hope to add a reverse repealer to continue to work on that. And that's an explanation of the bill for the committee substitute.
Questions on the bill? Senator Seymour, for what purpose?
Question, Mr.
You have a
President.
question, Senator Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Recognized? Senator Seymour is recognized.
When they come up with their inventory, a lot of the companies actually supply or do their own assessment of the equipment. Will that be determined in the data that we will be receiving?
I'm sorry, say that. I'm not following what you're asking.
some tax assessors go out and do their own on-site verifying
Okay.
the
Yes.
equipment.
I think, I don't know that many jurisdictions have the means to check every business in that way. My experience, which is limited, is that each business provides the personal property tax and inventory that they have in the report that they file, and then the jurisdiction chooses to audit some or verify with some. That's been my experience. This has nothing to affect that. This is just DOR collecting data from how much inventory tax is paid to a local jurisdiction, which would be allowed as a credit, and how much is actually used.
Thank you.
Senator Harkins, for what purpose, sir?
Question?
You for a question, Senator?
Yes, sir.
Senator, you're recognized.
I guess I've been in sales for over 40 years, and probably the number one complaint for most business owners is the tax on their inventory. Does this eliminate 75% of it, or?
No, sir, and I mean, the intent was, my original thought was that we would take the amount of tax that's credited, and this would just be for pass-through entities, so what is filed on an individual return. Because we're phasing out the individual tax rate that captures pass-through entities like S corporations and partnerships. C corporations, we have not changed the tax, and I am not, the intent is not to touch those. So specifically with pass-through entities, which is most small businesses in Mississippi, what I would like to do is take the total amount of credit, or the total amount of tax that they paid in inventory. So let's say that was $150,000. And then their tax liability with the state is $10,000. So you have a delta of $140,000. And my intent was to provide a refundable credit of up to 75% of that delta, or allow them to sell that tax credit on the market to see what they could get. And that was my intent. It doesn't do 100%, but it's much better than what we have. Unfortunately, we don't have all the data to know what the cost of that would be.
Now, is this goods and services inventory, or is this all the inventory within the business that they get taxed
Anything
on?
classified as an inventory, anything that would be classified under the inventory tax provision. So anything that, when you pay your taxes, you would have on that ad valorem, you'd have personal property tax line, and you'd have an inventory tax line, and then a total. And so it'd be anything that makes up the inventory tax part.
So they do get some relief, is what it sounds like, at least 75% of their tax liability?
That was the intent. We are changing that to where it absolutely does nothing tax-related or credit-wise now until we just want to now collect the data so that we can know what that cost would be. We can't, it would be reckless of us just to offer that without knowing what the true cost is, and we were unable to verify that.
Like I said, that's the number one issue of all the companies I've ever walked in the door. The first complaint is the tax liability of their inventory.
And it puts businesses at a disadvantage because that inventory is a benefit to everybody who walks in their store and wants to pay for something and leave with it. And so when we do that, we put Mississippi businesses at a disadvantage to online retailers, or if you're close to a state line, going across state lines to get something.
What do other states around us do? Do they do something similar, something different?
You know, I don't know. I'm just looking at it from our standpoint on what we have done. We already had an inventory tax credit on your income tax. And so I'm not sure who else does that, but because of that, now that you're getting, because you're not able to exercise that credit, it's like a tax increase on businesses that are pass-through entities as their individual income tax level drops.
Well, any relief is good. Thank you, Senator Johnson.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Anyone else? Anyone else? Senator McClendon, for what purpose, sir?
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a question and an introduction out of order.
Okay, let's start with a question. We'll finish the bill, and then we're recognized for your introduction, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Senator Johnson. Senator Johnson, did I hear you say, or was it just something that I did not hear you say, that HB1 caused a tax increase?
No, I did not say it that way. Well, technically, there was an increase in the fuel tax, but I did not say that. What I did say is that as you are unable to exercise a tax credit, a business would have an increase in the net taxes that they pay, right?
So with all the branches that were with HB1, somebody was going to get a tax increase.
I don't know. I mean, that's a different debate than what we're talking about here. And I guess technically it would probably net neutral on taxes, since it would be maxed out at what your state tax is anyway. So, you know, I guess you could argue that it's not a tax increase at all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Senator, we'll come right back to you. Let's finish. Any other questions on the bill? Any other questions on the bill? Senator?
Move adoption of the committee substitute.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it barely, and we'll need to make your final motion, sir.
Actually, we have an amendment to add the reverse repealer. And so my motion would be to adopt the amendment.
Questions on the amendment? Senator Norwood? No question on the amendment. Senator Jackson? No question on the amendment. Okay. We'll come back to you shortly. Any questions on the amendment? Seeing none, Senator, we're ready for your motion.
Move adoption of the amendment.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
And move passage use of the morning roll call.
Use of the morning roll call been requested. Does anyone object to that procedure? Wish to be recorded as voting no. Hickman, no. Anyone else? Anyone else? Seeing no, passes by use of the morning roll call. One no vote. Any present? Okay, one no vote. Now, just 1 second, Senator. I'm going to have to cover a couple of introductions here. Senator McClendon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate, today I'd like you to give a warm welcome to an optometrist in the Hernando area, Dr. Sarah Thrower, practices there. She's in the North Gallery. Everybody give Sarah a big hello.
Thank you, Sarah. Welcome back. Senator Suber.
Thank you, Mr. President. Introduction out of order.
Please proceed.
In the gallery today, we have a good friend, Dr. Taylor Edwards, with the Mississippi Optometric Association. Please give him a warm welcome.
Senator Delano.
Introduction.
Please proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, today in the gallery we're welcome the American Council of Engineering Companies and the Mississippi Board of Licensure for Professional Engineers and Surveyors. They're here today to commemorate the National Engineers Week, so please make them feel welcome. Thank you.
We saw Bill Mitchell and some others coming in. I guess they're back there. Senator, and welcome. Senator Blackman.
Introduction, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
Thank you. In the gallery, representing Gluckstadt and Columbia with the Mississippi Optometric Association, we have Dr. Marjorie Lenore. In the Senate, please make her feel welcome.
Thank you. Senator Rhodes. Senator Rhodes.
An introduction.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today in the South Gallery, we have with us Amy Smith and the Puckett High School Student Council. Please give them a hand and welcome them to the Mississippi Senate.
Welcome, y'all. Good to have you here in your Senate. Senator Frazier.
Thank you, Mr. President. Introduction, please.
Please proceed.
On behalf of the Harris County Legislative Senate delegation, I would like the Senate to make welcome Dr. Monique Carr with the Mississippi Optometric Association, and please make her welcome.
Senator Thomas.
Introduction, Mr.
Please
President.
proceed.
Today we have with us Dr. Kimberly Reagan, practicing in Madison, Mississippi. Let's give her a warm Senate welcome.
Senator Hickman.
Introduction, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
Joining us today also with Optometric Association is actually my optometrist, Dr. Mean Young from Meridian, Mississippi. Would you please make him feel welcome at this time?
Hey, Mean. Good to see you again. Welcome and good to see you, Senator Norwood.
Thank you, Mr. President. Introduction.
Please proceed, sir.
In the West Gallery, I'd like the Senate to help me to make welcome Dr. Linda Johnson, one of my homegirls from the great city of Florence, Mississippi. Thank you very much.
Senator Jackson.
Introduction, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
Joining us in the West Gallery is my good friend and excellent optometrist, Dr. Mallory Collins. Please make her feel welcome.
Senator Ladner,
Yes, introduction.
please proceed.
Yeah, I'd like to introduce Mr. Dr. Jay Fuller from the Optometric Association from Gulfport. If you can, please stand up and give him a welcome.
Senator Munford.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to introduce my dear friend, Dr. Channing Wells of the Optometry Association.
Senator Berry,
Introduction.
please proceed.
In the North Gallery, I have several folks from Simpson County with the Optometric Association here. I have Sarah Kraft, Dawn Warren, Beverly Roberts, Kayla Teeter, and Dr. Stephen Reed, who is past state president and national president, I believe. Please help me make them welcome.
Senator Whaley,
For an introduction,
please
please.
proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the West Gallery, on behalf of Senator Blackwell, Senator Isom, Senator McClendon, and myself, we have with us the Deputy Fire Chief from Olive Branch Fire Department, Mr. Michael Hogan. I ask that he please stand and the Senate make him feel welcome.
Senator Rhodes,
Announcement.
please proceed.
Introduction. Thank you, Mr. President. In the gallery today, we have with us Dr. Channing Wells. She is from Hazelhurst and is with the Mississippi Optometrists Association. Just wanted to recognize her. Thank you.
Senator Seymour, last one, y'all. We got to go.
A rarity for me today, Mr. President. If the Senate in the North Gallery, I have with me today my optometrist, Dr. Luce from Stone County, Wiggins, Mississippi. Would the Senate make you feel welcome?
Hey, doctor. Thank you, and welcome all the optometrists here. Y'all do great work, and thank you for being part of the healthcare delivery system in Mississippi. Senator Harkins, we're on item 5, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 5, Senate Bill 2868, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 2868, Income Tax Law Credit to Employee Providing Individual Coverage Health Reimbursement Arrangement, ICHRA, to employees.
Make the usual motion.
Senator, make sure you use your motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed.
My motion is we adopt the committee sub and recognize Senator Boyd to explain the
Senator
committee
Boyd,
sub.
you recognize?
Thank you, Mr. President. We're going to be talking about ICHRA today. And ICHRA is the Individual Coverage Health Reimbursement Arrangement. It's a federally authorized employer health benefit that allows employers to reimburse employees on a pre-tax basis for individual health insurance premiums and certain medical expenses, instead of offering a traditional group plan. ICHRAs were created by federal rule in 2020 to expand access to employer-supported health benefits, particularly for small and mid-sized employers that are unable to offer or sustain group coverage. Several states are doing what we are doing right now, evaluating state-level tax incentives to encourage the adoption of ICHRAs to increase employer participation in health insurance coverage while maintaining some budget predictability. What ICHRA was designed to address was small employers face significant structural barriers when offering health benefits to their employees. Group health insurance is expensive and it's volatile, with annual premiums that can increase and are difficult to predict those increases, as many of you know who operate small businesses. Employers have to select one plan for entire workforce when your workforce may be vastly different. Even though those healthcare needs are extremely different, many small employers are forced to choose between offering no coverage at all or absorbing unsubstantial cost risk for their business. So as a result, large number of small employers don't offer any health benefits at all. And so the bill that we have before us today would create a Mississippi income tax credit for those small employers to offer the ICHRA instead of the traditional employer-sponsored group health insurance plan. The credit is designed to encourage those small employers to provide the health benefits while maintaining existing benefit levels. To qualify for the credit, an employer must meet all the following criteria. They have to have fewer than 50 employees. The employers must be subject to Mississippi income taxes, and the credit would be applied against the employer's state income tax liability and can exceed that liability. The employer must offer ICHRA in lieu of a traditional employer-provided health insurance plan. This means the employer is using ICHRA as its health benefit structure rather than a group policy. A covered employee under this is an employer for whom the employer contributes in ICHRA. Employees, there's a special situation with this. Employers that did not previously offer any health insurance benefit can qualify easily because there's no prior employer contribution to compare against any positive ICHRA contribution, usually satisfies that eligibility criteria, assuming that the other criteria are met. To claim the credit, the employer's ICHRA contribution must exceed a maintenance of effort test. Specifically, the employer's contribution must equal to or exceed the level of benefits that they've paid in the past, the prior year, or the amount contributed per covered employee to the employer's previous health insurance plan during that prior benefit year. In practical terms, what this means is an employer cannot reduce its benefit spending simply to obtain the tax credit. The employer must maintain at least the same level of financial commitment to employee health insurance coverage as it previously had. This is how the tax credit works. The first year, an employer may gain a credit up to $400 per covered employee for the first taxable year in which that ICHRA is offered. The second year, and this would be only a 2-year tax credit, the second taxable year, the employer can claim a credit up to $200. So first year $400, second year $200 per covered employee. The credit amount is capped by per employee. If the employer contributes more than $400 per employee, it's capped, and it remains in effect. The maximum credit is $400 the first year, again $200 the second year. So So the total amount of credits, and this is an example just kind of to explain that a little bit. If the employer previously spent $700 per employee annually in a group health insurance and switches to an ICHRA, the employer still has to contribute $700 per employee to qualify for this. The employer would be eligible to receive a $400 credit per employee tax credit in the first year. The amount of credits approved statewide is limited to $1 million per fiscal year. Credits are approved in the order field. If the credit exceeds the employer's tax liability for a given year, they can apply unused amounts that can be carried forward for up to 10 years. The employers claiming the tax credit must report to the Mississippi Department of Revenue every 3 years after claiming the credit. The report must include whether the employer continues to offer ICHRA and details regarding the health benefit. This is incredibly important for us to keep getting that information so we can monitor to see how this credit has worked or hasn't worked. The proposed structure primarily benefits these small employers that we want to encourage to offer health benefits to their employees, and it impacts employers maintaining existing benefit spending while maybe transitioning to ICHRA models. Anyway, that is a long explanation of this bill, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. Appreciate your explanation. Senator Seymour, for what purpose?
One question, Mr.
You
President.
for a question, Senator?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Chairman, I don't see it defining any, the quality of the health care plan that they would be offering versus the amount of the tax credit they would get. Will that be put in later in the bill?
Senator, it'll be a basic health insurance plan. So what this does, it allows the employer to shop their plan. They can shop that plan on the open market. So I'm going to give you $400 or whatever that amount is, and you're going to be able to take that and shop that on the open market. So if you're a young person and you're, virile and your plan may be a little bit less expensive than it would be somebody at my age. So I think that's what this is really allowed to do. It allows the employees to really go shop those plans in the open market.
Thank you.
Senator Dupree, for what purpose?
Question, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
It's a lot to unpack, Senator.
It is.
Okay, so let me see if I can start off from the top. First of all, they have had to have been in the program, but let's start over again. It allows them to shop and not just pigeonholes them into one plan. So the employer can now shop the plans because each individual employee could need a different plan, correct? They cannot reduce the amount that they have paid if they've paid such in the past.
Yes, sir.
And right now it's $400 the first year and $200 the second year. Is that annually?
It's $400 annually for the first year and then $200 for the second year.
Well, so that's not a whole lot for life. I mean, for medical, for health care, $400 credit. Okay, that being said, so if we're going to reduce the credit income tax by 2030, what kind of tax credit does that employer get?
So this credit is only for 2 years.
It's only for 2 years.
It's only for 2 years. And so what it does is it's designed for those small employers who want, what we're trying to do is get those people into helping their employees get
in the system.
Get in the system and get a credit with that. And so this is really just a program, and it would be only for 2 years. First year $400, second year $200. And so that's what this is designed to do. And a number of states are looking at this. Indiana has put it in. They put it in 2024. They don't have data for us yet. I'm going to be honest. But they do believe it's having, talking to them up there, they believe that it's having an effect of trying to get those small employers really to help kind of start budgeting and gives them also some predictability for them as to what those costs are going to be.
Well, I guess it's an incentive for the employer to at least help some, especially in the event of ACH not being able to be accessed by employees. Now,
yes.
I wish it was more, but I guess 400 is better than nothing.
Yes, and we'll be looking at this and monitoring this process.
Okay, thank you, Senator. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Dupree. Senator Hill, for what purpose, ma'am?
Question.
Are you here for a question, Senator?
Yes.
I'm not familiar with this model. How would this differ from a traditional employer-offered program? So
the difference in why this model is really being looked at is a traditional health insurance plan. You've got to go shop. A small employer has to spend a great deal of time shopping that insurance plan. And then what has happened on the insurance markets, as you are well aware of, over the last few years, there's been a lot of volatility in the market. And you see huge costs go up that have been really unpredictable for these small employers to be able to predict how much that health insurance is going to be from year to year. And we've seen this for years now, that really happened with that. So what this is designed to do is really help those small businesses who really can't take the risk, that are running on those razor-thin margins. They can't really accept the risk of going in and offering that health insurance because they don't know, they can't predict the volatility in the market. So what this does is it allows them to give their employees at least a health insurance credit that they can then go shop in the open, that they can go shop in the marketplace. And then this would be a tax incentive for just 2 years to help them kind of get that process started.
Okay, so the credit would be equal or less to the amount that the employers would be providing to their employees?
So the credit is limited up to $400 a year. So if they're providing, them $1,000 a year, they're still only going to be limited to $400 a year for that first year of credit.
Couldn't they just increase the salary $400?
They could, but this is really to try to help many of our smaller
So this
businesses.
this would be before taxes. This would be like
Yes.
sheltered.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this really is to, many of the employers want to offer health benefits. You know that with the small businesses in your area. But that market volatility and not knowing what it's going to be really makes it impossible for them to really be able to do that and keep their doors open. So this is what this does. It provides that, and it allows them to really allow their people to be able to shop those credits.
So is there a way for the employer to make sure that the employee's using that for purchasing health
Yes.
insurance?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Senator. Seeing no other senator,
Move for the adoption of the committee
all in
sub.
favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed.
Move for final passage and the use of the morning roll
Use of
call.
the morning roll call has been requested. Does anyone object? Wish to be recorded as voting no. Present. Bill passes by use of the morning roll call. Thank you, Senator Boyd. Senator Harkins, we're on item 6.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 6, Senate Bill 3110, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 3110, tax credit, provide against income or ad valorem taxes for voluntary cash contributions to rural hospitals.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, Senator.
My motion will be to adopt the committee sub and recognize Senator Taylor to explain
Senator
the
Taylor,
committee
you
sub.
recognize.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senate Bill 3110 creates a voluntary tax credit for individuals who make cash contributions to eligible rural hospitals. A taxpayer may receive either an income tax credit or an ad valorem property tax credit capped at 50% of their liability. This program is very responsible because it limits us to $100,000 per hospital and no more than $1 million statewide per year. This provides a local tool to help stabilize small rural hospitals that are often the only access to emergency care in their communities. Senate, I ask for your support. Mr. President, if no questions, I move adoption of the committee sub.
Thank you, Senator Hill. For what purpose, ma'am?
Question.
Will you yield, Senator?
Yes, sir.
Senator Hill is recognized.
You mentioned the ad valorem tax credit. Could you explain that a little bit more? Is that an ad valorem tax credit for the person donating to the rural hospital?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so if they're getting the ad valorem tax credit, that would come out of their county or city's budget.
That's correct.
So how are we going to make up for the tax credit that the city or the county's losing? Or how are we going to determine whether it's an income tax credit or a ad valorem tax credit?
They're going to have the ability, from my understanding, they're going to have the ability to choose which one they would like it to come from. And the way this is structured, it made it as small of an impact as possible, but while also doing what the bill is designed and giving those needed hospitals the ability to take in these donations. It's limited to $100,000 per hospital per year, and that's not to exceed $1 million statewide. So it's a very, very low amount when you're looking at the situation.
But if they chose that $100,000 ad valorem tax credit, that would be less money that the city or county would be collecting from that individual for property tax, correct?
It would, and I also look at it as that the hospital would be getting the help, so that would be less money that the hospital would have to then ask for to, in return, give back to the hospital. Mr. Chairman said that it's going to be a lot like the Promise Act. They're going to have to apply for the reimbursement, and the state then will be able to reimburse them if approved.
But I've never seen an ad valorem tax credit. I've only seen an income tax credit for this stuff. Ad valorem is in both?
It is, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so does the city or county have any say in the ad valorem tax credit? Oh, they get reimbursed for it?
They will get reimbursed.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Senator McCon, for what purpose, sir?
Just a question.
Are you for a question, Senator?
Yes, sir.
Senator McConn's recognized.
Senator Taylor, one thing I want to be sure of with the questions we've had going on there is reverse repealer in this, right?
It is, yes.
And you will continue to work with us to be sure we clear up these questions, because
That's
these
correct.
are getting a little question one, real close to home. We want to be sure that our counties are made whole at the end of the day.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Senator.
Senator Dupree, for what purpose, sir?
Question, Mr.
Are
President.
you up for a question, sir?
I do.
Senator Dupree is recognized.
I want to make it clear. So someone actually donates to a hospital, which is to the benefit of the county, the benefit of the city, the benefit of the residents who go there to the hospital, okay? They can sell that property or machinery or whatever to the hospital, which is probably nonprofit.
I'm not sure if I understand what you're, this is an individual
Donating.
who would donate their monies to the hospital in return for a tax credit or ad valorem tax credit.
I'll say this is not, it doesn't have anything to do with property. This is just
No,
donating money.
This is just donating money.
Just donating money.
Yes.
Okay, so this is an incentive for them to donate money so that,
Yeah, there's a lot of hospitals, and I've got a list, Senator, that I can show you that fall in this category of a small rural hospital. They don't have a foundation set up to where people that want to give are able to give. What this bill is going to do is they're going to allow those small rural hospitals that district like mine depend on to be able to have something to fall back on when there's a shortcome. So a lot of your bigger hospitals have foundations. They have other ways of being able to be given to. These small rural hospitals don't have that.
well, the way we are in Mississippi with so many hospitals on the verge of closing
That's
or
right.
or in some kind of deficit, I think it's a good incentive for people to
It does.
donate to the hospital.
It does.
With some payback. The payback is an ad valorem reduction.
That's right.
But the city and the county gets a rebate, so they remain
That's correct.
whole.
Remain whole, that's correct.
I think it's a good program. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Senator Hickman, for what purpose, sir?
Question, Mr. President.
Were you here for a question, Senator?
I do.
Please
Thank
proceed.
you. I think any help that we can give to our small rural hospitals is important, but I don't want to be redundant, but my question is kind of the same as some other questions that have been asked. And I don't know if you said it, but you said that there is a mechanism in here to make counties whole from that ad valorem tax.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to make sure of that.
And then my next question is, and I'm not on finance, I don't know enough about these things, but the way it works is I would make a donation to my local hospital and then I would apply for this tax credit either or. But do we have any guardrails in there where someone's not applying to get a tax credit from the state and then also applying to get their ad valorem tax credit?
That's what we're going to, like the chairman said, that's one thing that we have to work on.
Okay.
We're just wanting to get this bill, keep it moving and keep it alive so that we can make sure we address all these questions.
Okay, sorry for the redundancy, but if we can make sure those things happen, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Senator Wiggins,
Question.
you here for a question, Senator?
Yes, sir.
Senator Wiggins recognized.
Thank you. Senator Hill took a lot of my questions, which I appreciate. You also said you have a list of these hospitals, but does this apply to and I don't know if these exist in the rural parts, is there a private hospital? So does this apply to private hospitals?
I'm not aware that it does. This is, from my understanding, Senator, I've got a list. I'd be happy to show it to you, but I can answer that question. I don't have the answer for you right now.
All right, to phrase it a different way, so are there county-owned hospitals or nonprofits?
County-owned hospitals.
Okay. And a number of years ago, we increased Medicaid funding for rural hospitals. We've done some other things, and we still keep going down this road about them being closed. I know it's going on all over this country, but do we have what the projections are for such a credit?
That's why we put in place that no hospital can receive more than $100,000 per year, and then statewide, it's not to exceed $1 million per year.
So it's capped at $1 million
It's capped.
statewide.
That's the safeguards that's on this bill, that's in this bill, is it's capped at $100,000 per hospital, and then statewide, as a combined of all the hospitals, it cannot exceed $1 million statewide.
And so, to Senator Hill's question, if I you said they have to elect. So does that mean in lieu of paying your property tax, you can elect to pay $100,000, I'm sorry, you can pay whatever, $3,000 to the hospital?
Yeah, not up to 50% of your liability.
Say that again?
You cannot exceed 50% of your liability.
Okay, thank you. And again, do we know where the supervisors are on this?
I don't. I know that our rural hospital is in desperate need of it. It would help them tremendously. In my district, many of, or if not all of the hospitals in my district are on this list, along with several others in the state. But, you know, we're going to work on this. We're going to make sure that it does have a reverse repealer in it. As we go forward, we're going to answer any of these questions and address them. I just think that it's important that we move this bill.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I'm with Senator Hill. This is the first time I've heard of an ad valorem tax credit. There may be others, but I just haven't heard of that. And so there's a lot of questions.
There is other programs that have this similar, and like the chairman said, they have to apply to be able to make sure that they have not exceeded that number that we're putting in here, the 100,000, the million. So it's, an individual's not going to be able to just say, hey, here it is, take it. It's going to have to go through the program. They're going to have to apply to make sure that it meets the standards that's going to be put in this bill.
Okay, and last question, is there a definition of what's rural? And
yes, it is.
What is that?
Please go
or let me ask while you're looking that up, so.
Section A, row 19, line 19, I'm sorry. Section A, line 19, rural hospital means a hospital as the term is defined in section 41-7-173 HI, which is located in a county that does not contain a municipality with population exceeding 15,000.
Okay, so it won't apply to like Jackson County? Okay.
Don't think so.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Wiggins. Senator Bryan.
I'd like to speak on the bill.
One moment. Any other questions? Any other questions? We're on the committee substitute. And then he wants to speak on the bill.
Mr. President, I move that we adopt the committee sub.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. We're now on the bill. Senator Bryan's recognized to speak on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm here to speak specifically about the reference to ad valorem taxes in this bill. Long before we started this recent insanity of cutting and now abolishing the income tax, income tax liability in Mississippi was incredibly small. So when the tax credit crowd shows up and, for example, wants tax credits for private schools and first one thing and another, they come face to face with the problem. It's hard to find anybody with enough state income tax liability to make contributions in the amount you're trying to dream up for your tax credit. So in order to take care of the situation which already existed and certainly will exist a fortiori after this income tax that was reported out of committee one afternoon and sent to the House less than 24 hours later, you remember that, I hope, costing the state billions of dollars in lost revenue every single year, indexed for inflation in perpetuity. You remember that, don't you? Before we did that, but since we've done that now, you're going to have all of these issues of trying to give people an income tax credit against an income tax that doesn't exist. So just get ready for it. But even before all this started, it was difficult to find enough people with enough income tax liability to make the contributions. So they came up with this scheme, said, well, if you don't, under the existing law, your income tax, state income tax liability is too small to make a meaningful contribution, we'll give you a credit against your property taxes. And after either you pay the property taxes or the county gives you the credit, however it works, either you or the county, whichever one it is, then comes to the state tax commission and gets reimbursed out of the state general funds for the tax credit on the local level against your local ad valorem taxes. Rube Goldberg would blush. So this provision and this scheme has been in bill after bill after bill. This is just the latest bill that has this scheme in it. I'm here only to make clear what's going on with all these tax credits, many of which, if you read the language, have this same language. And I don't know technically how this bill reads. I'm told that's why there's a reverse repealer in it. But one assumes that if this should become law, and if it should have the ad valorem provision in it, you will have the rigmarole to get the reimbursement for the ad valorem tax. And the net result is this is just money out of the general fund. You can also get money out of the general fund by just passing an appropriation bill.
Thank you, Senator Bryan. Senator Taylor, you're recognized to speak on the bill.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a work in progress. It does have a reverse repealer in it. If no further questions, I move for final passage on morning roll call.
Any further questions? Any further questions? Seeing none, use of the morning roll call has been requested. Does anyone object to that procedure? Is anyone being recorded as voting no? Chisholm, no. Butler, no. Turner Ford, no. McClendon, no. Blackman, no. Berry, no. Anyone else? Anyone else? Voting present. Anyone voting present? Seeing none, the bill passes by use of the morning roll call. No votes noted. Senator Harkins, we're on item 7.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to Senate Bill 3111 and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 3111, alcohol taxes, markups, and other charges exempt up to 10 cases of wine donated annually by a permittee to nonprofits.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
I'd like to recognize Senator Johnson to explain the bill.
Senator Johnson, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill would allow for wine brokers to donate up to 10 cases of wine per year to a charitable organization, and that 10 cases be exempted from state markups or taxes that would come with the wine. And that's an explanation of what the bill does.
We have several here, Senator. One moment. Senator Thomas, for what purpose?
All introductions, right?
No.
Mr. President, I have an introduction out of order at the proper time.
Thank you. Senator Butler?
Yes, Mr. President. I'll have 2 announcements out of order at the proper time.
Thank you. Okay, questions on the bill. We're back on the bill. Seeing none.
Move adoption using the morning roll call.
Use of the morning roll call has been requested. Anyone object to that procedure? Wish to be recorded as voting no? Present. Turner Ford, no. Frazier, no. Anyone else? Anyone else? Simmons?
To announce a pair, Mr. President.
Senator Simmons, to announce a pair. Please proceed, sir.
I vote no. Senator Norwood, I vote aye. Senator Norwood votes no.
Senator Norwood, no. Simmons, aye. Senator Butler? No. Senator Butler, no. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. Bill passes by use of morning roll call. No votes and pairs noted. We're on item 8. Senator Harkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 8, Senate Bill 3116, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 3116, Ad valorem Tax Act, categories for energy projects and enterprises for purposes of certain exemptions.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this bill adds battery energy storage systems, BESS, as an eligible project under the standard and enhanced fee in lieu statutes. There was not a category for battery storage, which that is becoming more of a thing in our state, and opportunities for energy storage systems. And this just adds this category to the standard and enhanced fee in lieu statutes of the state. It's still determined by the local county boards of supervisors of municipal authorities. The revenue involved is local ad valorem tax revenue, and no state tax revenue is affected, and local governments retain full discretion to approve or deny any incentives. And that is the explanation of the bill. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Questions on the bill? Seeing none, Senator.
Move final passage on the morning roll call.
Morning roll call has been requested. Anyone object? This court is voting no. Seymour, no. Hill, no. Hartness, no. Chisholm, no. Anyone else? Anyone else present? Seeing none, the bill passes by use of morning roll call. Noes noted. Yeah, we're going to get to those. I want to get to number 9, and then we'll come back to them. Senator?
I'd like to go to item 9, Senate Bill 3124, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 3124, Pregnancy Resource Act, revides certain provisions.
Make the usual motion.
Usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Motion is adopt the committee substitute and be recognized to explain the committee sub.
You're recognized, Senator.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this bill basically extends the option for tax credits for the pregnancy resource centers. Right now, it's just allowed for businesses. It opens up to individuals that would like to donate. It does not raise the cap. The cap remains the same. And it also tightens up the language on those that are qualify for the tax credit. You have to maintain in the state a physical office, clinic, or maternity home, or regularly answered dedicated phone line. It exclusively offers services of direct financial assistance with the express purpose of providing assistance to carry pregnancy to term or encourage parenting, marriage, or adoption. It also utilizes trained and licensed medical professionals to perform any available medical procedures, and so it tightens up some of the language to make sure it's not some out-of-state outfit coming in and getting the tax credit and not providing the services. And it does open it up to the individual and the business now to provide tax credits for donations to pregnancy resource centers. That's the explanation of the bill. If there are no questions, I'll move adoption of the committee sub.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
If there are no further questions, I move final passage on the morning roll call.
Use of morning roll call being requested. Anyone object? Which records voting no. Present? Turner Ford, no. Hickman, no. Simmons, no. D. Simmons, no. Anyone else? Isom, no. Anyone else? Seeing none, the bill passes by use of morning roll call. We're going to halt just a second, sir.
Sure.
Senator Butler, for what purpose?
Yes, Mr. President, 2 announcements out of order, please.
Proceed.
Yeah, first, I would like to ask for an absentee for Senator Broomfield. He had some emergency to come up. And another, the public property will meet tomorrow in 409 at 3:30.
Let's hold on announcements, y'all, until we get to the end. Senator Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have an introduction.
Please proceed.
From Canton, Mississippi, the City of Lights, we have our Fire Chief, Chief Kenneth Pierce, Assistant Chief Kevin Luckett, Training Officer Eric Redmond, and also from the City of Richland, we have Captain Willie Jackson. So on behalf of Senator Bradford and myself, let's give them a warm welcome.
Senator Norwood, for what purpose?
Introduction of the
Please
resolution
proceed.
out of order, Mr. President.
One moment, Senator. We're just about ready. We'll go on number 10, Senate. Read the title, please, sir.
Commend Crime Victim Survivors Program and recognize Crime Survivors Speak Mississippi Day.
To the chairman. 10, Senator Harkins.
Yes. I'd like to go to item 10, Senate Bill 3227, have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 3227, Qualified Equity Investment Tax Credits, authorize governor to designate winter storm recovery zones for.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
I'd like to recognize Senator Johnson to
Senator Johnson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill deals with new market tax credits. What it does is it expands the use of new market tax credits to the disaster declared area by the governor. And I have a map that we can put on the screen.
Mr. Clerk, please put it on the screen.
What you see on the map is...
Cut your light on. There we go.
So the purple area is the existing area that new market tax credits can be used in, and it would expand to the areas in green, which match the counties declared in the disaster area. This opening up, it does not expand the new markets program financially. It just allows for more businesses to qualify based on that geographical area within the green parts of the map. And it is only good for about a year. It expires June 30th of 27, and it is specifically for use and improvements to businesses that were affected by the winter storm. And that's an explanation of what the bill does.
Questions on the bill? Seeing none, Senator.
Move adoption using the morning roll call.
Use the morning roll call. Been requested. Anyone object to that procedure? Voting no. Present. Seeing none. Item 11, Senator Harkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 11, Senate Bill 3228, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 3228, Income Tax Credits, increase aggregate amount for certain employees, sponsoring employee skills training, and extend repealer.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the skills training tax credit that is allowing employee-sponsored training by an appropriate community or junior college or approved by a community or junior college that enhances skills and improve job performance. If the employer providing the pre-employment training portion of the pre-employment training involves skills training, it will be eligible for the credit. Right now it's at $1 million, and we are raising it to $2.5 million. It's been pretty successful, and we want to incentivize some other companies to try to take part of this to help train workers. So that is the explanation of the bill. Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions on the bill? Questions on the bill? Seeing none, Senator.
Move final passage on the morning roll call.
Use of morning roll call being requested. Anyone object? We should be recorded as voting no. Present. Seeing none, Senator, we're on item 12. Bill passes by use of the morning roll call.
I'd like to go to item 12, Senate Bill 3229, and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Revenue bonds to be issued for damage to electric utilities caused by 2026 winter storm.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed.
Ladies and gentlemen, this happened after Katrina, and this is a bond bill that we're going to use to help ratepayers across the state. With the damage from the ice storm, they're still calculating the total cost of this, but the utility companies are entitled to recover damages. And there's two ways they can do it. We can either do it through a package like this where we provide some bonds that help lower the cost on ratepayers. It provides some creative financing for the utility, and it allows the price to the ratepayer to be about 50% of what the other conventional means, which go to the private private market for financing, and it's about twice as much. You're looking at a possible rate of about $3, almost $3 a month for about 30 years to cover the cost through conventional financing, they have to also plus up to pay taxes on that revenue that's coming in. This way, through the state, through the bonds, they don't have to claim the revenue, and it's a cheaper way to do it, and it's about $1.50 a month for about 15 years. So it significantly decreases the cost to consumers across our state that have been impacted by the storm, and it's just a method to which we can offer some creative financing to get through this. We did this after Hurricane Katrina, similarly, and those bonds were paid off by the collections of the fee on the bill. So there is a stream of revenue that will be paying these bonds, similar like revenue bonds. So there is a method for payment. And in the bill, Section 4 just kind of lays out how the electric utility submits the system restoration costs to the Public Service Commission, and how the Public Service Commission will audit and certify these costs and issue a financing order. And that financing order will go to the State Bond Commission. It also tells how the State Bond Commission will issue the system restoration bonds and how the bonds will be serviced through a system restoration charge. Section 8 creates the system restoration property. These are the charges collected by the electric utility from its customers. It's pledged to secure the bonds. Section 9 creates a special fund in the state treasury designated for the severe winter storm of 2026, an electric utility system restoration fund to deposit the funds of the proceeds of the bonds. And tells how the funds will be distributed at the direction of the Public Service Commission to the designated electric utility to pay for system restoration costs incurred from the storm. Section 10 creates a sinking fund in the state treasury to provide for the payment of the principal and interest on the system restoration bonds. And it lays out how the electric utility will collect the charge and deposit those funds each month into the sinking fund. And it requires other eligible funds that are received by the utility or the state for the system restoration activity related to the storm shall be deposited into the sinking fund. It also provides for the retirement of the bonds once fully paid, and provides for notice to the Public Service Commission to suspend the system restoration charge for electric utility customers. The bill would take effect from and after passage, but we do have some there is a reverse repealer in the bill because we're waiting on the final number. We expect it to be between $200 and $250 million to go into this fund. So that is the explanation of the bill. I'll be happy to yield for any questions.
Senator Hill?
Question.
You yield, Senator?
Yes.
Senator Hill is recognized.
So the method of the utility companies paying the bonds back, would that be a fee on the?
It'd be a charge on the electric bill.
And the PSC would have to approve whatever that is.
Correct.
So what you're saying is if we do this, the fee will be lower.
It'll be
and it will cost
half
them,
as much.
It will
and for
cost
half
them
as long.
less money.
Yes.
And we did this after Katrina.
Correct. And I think if you look at what utility, energy, electricity through this storm has experienced more in losses in the first month of January than the entire each year for the last 4 years. So this is definitely something that they are entitled to, and this is just going to help create a lower cost for the customer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Dupree, for what purpose, sir?
A question, Mr. President.
You for a question?
I do.
Please
thank
proceed,
you,
Senator.
So you're going to create a sinking fund, and the ratepayer is going to be basically taking care of servicing the debt.
Correct.
Okay. And so what if the debt that is collected is not enough to service the debt, the bondage?
It will be. They'll collect it until they retire the bonds.
Okay, but for whatever happens in business, sometimes you don't generate enough income to pay the debt. So
I think they will work on that with the Public Service Commission to make sure that there is enough money coming in from the utility charge, from all the bills that are collected, there'll be enough money in the sinking fund to make the payments. They'll have to set that up on the front end.
I just wonder, because most sinking funds, if you don't have enough to service the debt, then it comes from another source, like the general fund or from whatever.
I believe that this was all, like it was last time under Katrina, it was arranged and there was enough money set aside to make sure they had enough monies to cover the cost of the sinking fund for the payments of the bonds.
Okay, well, I just know that the area that we're talking about is not as affluent financially as the areas that Katrina was impacted by. And so that it generated enough to do that, but I wasn't sure if it...
I think they'll look at what their collections are currently, and I'm sure the Public Service Commission looks at the rate at which people are paying their bills, and I think they'll take all that in consideration when they set the amount. But they think that it'll be around $1.50 a month for 15 years versus about $2.97 for 30 years.
Okay, but would you find out for me if the sinking fund, if it's not enough, where do we get the other money
Absolutely.
from? Thank you,
It does have a reverse repealer in it, so we'll continue to work on it. You'll get another look at it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
No further questions.
No further questions. I move final passage on the morning roll call.
Use of morning roll call has been requested. Anyone object to that procedure? Court is voting no. Present? Seeing none, bill passes. Thank you, Senator. 13.
I'd like to go to Senate Bill 3191, have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill 3191, sales tax, exclude processing or interstate interchange fees charged for electronic payment transactions from gross proceeds of sales.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it.
I'd like to recognize Senator Johnson to explain the bill.
Senator Johnson is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill came at the request of some retailers in the state. What they have had happen to them is when they put a price on an item in their store, a person checks out using a credit card, say, and say the price is $150. They add the sales tax, making it $160.50, and then they add, say, 3% to offset the interchange fee that the credit card processing company charges them. Some have had sales tax audits where they have had to pay sales tax on that 3%. This would clearly state that interchange fee that corresponds with what they are charged by the credit card company is not taxable to them for sales tax. And this also would help eliminate, by us defining that, an issue that some are having where one particular credit card company would like for all stores to list a price and then a cash discount, which would be the price less the interchange fee that would be charged. That's also problematic for a lot of retailers, especially if you have fluctuating prices in some boutique or something like that. So this bill, I believe, will solve both of those issues, and that's an explanation of what the bill does.
Questions on the bill?
Move passage using the morning roll call.
Senator McClendon, for what purpose?
Question, please.
You for question?
Yes.
Senator McClendon is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Senator Johnson. When folks go pay their ad valorem tax with a credit card or debit card, does this affect the county?
Well, the county does not charge a sales tax on that interchange fee that they charge. So you're not paying a sales tax on that. This would be for a retailer that has a TAP account with DOR, required to pay sales tax, and that they would just not be charged a sales tax on that amount.
But it is affecting our constituents when they pay the 3%.
It does, but we are not removing the interchange fee or telling the merchant service companies that they can't charge that. We are merely stating that it is not considered part of the price where sales tax is also added to it.
So a debit card where people, was going to make everything cheaper because it was going to get away from checks, writing checks. It was going to be easy transactions, or having to pay 3% more.
Again, I'm not addressing that interchange or processing fee in this at all. We're not. That's something that we're not wading into on this bill. It is simply stating that sales tax should not be charged by a merchant, or by a retail company for trying to offset the interchange fee. And that's it.
And thank you for bringing this up. And I agree with the person paying with a credit card, but if a person goes and pays a debit card for their ad valorem tax, they should not be charged 3%. Whether if they come up with cash or a check, in some counties at one time weren't taking cash.
Yes.
So we were charging that person.
Yeah,
And we've had a couple of bills come through, so I'd hope maybe this chamber could get behind a bill like that.
we are not opposed on that.
Thank you, sir.
Other questions? Seeing none, Senator.
Move adoption using the morning roll call.
Use of morning roll call been requested. Anyone object? This should be recorded as voting no. Present. Seeing none, bill passes by use of morning roll call. Senator Kirby. Pass and retain 14 to 16. Senator DeBar. Pass and retain. Senator Tate. Senator Tate. Pass and retain. Senator Bryan. Senator Bryan. Pass and retain. Seeing no further items before the calendar, we'll go to announcements. Announcement, Senator Turner Ford for an announcement, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Senate Drug Policy Committee will meet tomorrow at 2:30 in room 409.
2:30, 409. Senator McCon,
To adjourn, members.
please proceed.
As the Senate adjourns today, I would ask that you all keep in your thoughts and prayers the family of Sue Ann Boozer Miles, and Roger Wayne Mask, and Bo Blissett, all within District 31. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator McCon. Senator DeBar,
Announcement, Mr. President.
please proceed.
As a reminder, education will meet today at 1:30 in room 409, not 216, be room 409. And the education meeting scheduled for 9 o'clock tomorrow morning is canceled.
Senator Wiggins,
Announcement.
please proceed.
Judiciary A will have its standing meeting tomorrow at 3 p.m. in room 216.
Senator Blackman,
Thank you, Mr. President. A motion to reconsider and an adjourn in memory.
please proceed.
I'd like to hold item 6, Senate Bill 3110, on a motion to reconsider. And when the Senate adjourns today, I'd like to adjourn in the memory of Juanita Williams, who passed away last night at the age of 94, and is my best friend's grandmother.
Thank you, Senator. Motion to reconsider. Senator Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. President. With unanimous consent, I'd like to be added as a co-author to item number 12 on today's calendar, Senate Bill 3229.
Seeing no objection is granted. Item 12. Mr. Clerk. Senator Hickman,
Announcement, Mr. President.
please proceed.
Immediately following adjournment, the Housing Committee will meet in room 409. Should be a very brief meeting. We're taking up one bill.
Housing, 409, immediately following. Senator England.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have an announcement. Before I do, I would like to ask for unanimous consent to be added as a co-author on items number 9 and 11 on today's calendar. That's Senate Bill 3124 and Senate Bill 3228.
Seeing no objection is granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. For my announcement, ladies and gentlemen, elections currently is set for 1:30 tomorrow, but seeing that we have a finance meeting, I'm going to bump that to 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at room 409. Elections tomorrow, 1 o'clock, room 409.
Elections 409, Mr. Clerk, 1 o'clock tomorrow. Senator Williams,
Announcement, Mr. President.
please proceed.
Just a reminder, today at 2:30, Technology has a meeting in room 216, just doing 2 bills. Should be quick. Thank you.
216, Mr. Clerk. Senator Hill,
I'd like to ask for unanimous consent to be added to number 9 on today's calendar, Senate Bill 3124.
seeing no objection is granted. Senator Johnson,
Announcement, Mr. President.
please proceed.
Business financial institutions will meet tomorrow morning at 9:50 a.m. in room 409.
950, 409, sir. Senator Chasnoff,
Thank you, Mr. President, for an announcement.
please proceed.
The Corrections Committee will meet tomorrow upon recess in room 210 for a brief meeting.
Upon recess tomorrow, 210. Senator Younger,
Announcement.
Please proceed.
At 2 o'clock, Highways and Transportation will meet in room 216. It'll be a real quick meeting. Thank you.
216, Senator Blackwell.
Announcement.
Please proceed.
Actually, two announcements. One, Medicaid will not meet today. The other is page pictures will be taken tomorrow after recess. And I need the following senators: Senator Berry, Boyd, Butler, DeBar, Frazier, Hobson, Johnson, and Thomas.
Okay. Anyone else? Senator Simmons, S.
Thank you, Mr. President. With unanimous consent, I would like to be added as co-author for item number 10, Senate Bill 3227, number 11, 3228, and number 12, 3229. Thank you.
Seeing no objection, granted. Any other announcements? Okay. Any other announcements? We'll go to Senator Black. We'll obviously have a very busy conference and committee meetings, and appreciate everyone being prompt. We can start on time because they're stacked one after the other. So please be prompt to your committee meetings. Senator Blackwell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate stand in recess till 5 p.m. today or until the last committee report is filed, at which time the journal will reflect we're adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed.